All right, and we are live on a Saturday afternoon. I hope everybody is having a really good weekend. I hope everybody had a good hashtag Friday Pie Day yesterday. I know I was like about 2 minutes late to the stream. I really just got this up really quickly because we are starting to hit some levels that I think are pertinent. And we do have an update on some of the trades that we were talking about yesterday and the trade that I took yesterday. And yeah, we're just going to get into it. So we're going to do live analysis Bitcoin. We'll probably jump into a little bit of Ethereum. If people want to request whatever it is, altcoins, whatever it is that they want me to look at, great. But we're going to go ahead and look at the trade that we have right now, do the live analysis on it, and kind of let everybody know everything that's going on with that trade as it sits right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and jump into the charts just pretty much immediately. First and foremost, though, just really quickly, I do want to thank everybody that jumps on these lives. I know I've only been doing them for a couple of days, but we are taking gains on our trades, which is great. And we want to offer out kind of like this all-encompassing like training and just insights that we're going to be discussing on these calls. So I'm looking forward to keeping them rolling. I didn't know if I was actually going to go live on a Saturday or not, but I think it's pertinent enough that we can spend, 30 minutes or an hour on it because it's going to teach people a lot of good things. And it's also going to show people how to get in and out of trades and then check levels whenever those levels are coming in and getting printed. Arsenio says he wants copy trading, make it happen. Actually, dude, Arsenio's an absolute legend. I love this guy. I've actually met him in person in Miami whenever we did the Wolfer Finance and pre-send meetup and stuff. And he was one of the people that came there. Arsenio's an absolute legend. Arsenio, we're working on it, man. I'm gonna be rolling out a lot of stuff for people through the channel that can, help people, whether it's entrepreneurial or whether it's through trading, whether it's through anything that I can do to help teach people and help people, along on their journeys. That's exactly what we're going to be doing. So yeah, you already know. Anyways, if people want to see anything that you are looking at and you want me to do some live TA on it, dude, drop it in the comments section. Once these streams get big enough, like take advantage of this now, right? Because once these streams get big enough, like the first stream, I think was like 30 people. The second stream was like 60 people. We'll see how many people there were today because I know I only gave people like 8 minutes notice on this one. But it is pertinent and that's why we did it so quickly. But once these streams get up to be like 100, 500,000 people on them, it's going to be really hard for me to take everybody's request. So take advantage of that stuff right now. And then also, just kind of like learn from the TA that I'm doing. And then you won't have to ask me to do this stuff, right? But I'm here for you. I appreciate everybody that's here. I appreciate all the love and support that people show. With that being said, let's jump into the charts and see exactly what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and bing, bang, boom. We're going to make a little baby Drew and we're going to get into the Bitcoin charts because everything's going extremely well on this trade that we have open right now. So first and foremost, we got baby Drew. He's out of the way. All right. So this, you know the deal. Naked charts, baby. Naked charts. What's the first thing that everybody's seeing? I'm going to give people time. What's the first thing everybody's seeing? We cracked, we're at 98,734 right now. My take profit level, as it sits right now, I moved it down a little bit. It was, where's that? This is on Cardano. I need to get to my Bitcoin trade. Did it hit my take profit level? It must have hit my take profit level. That sucks. Well, I mean, it doesn't suck, but whatever. So we did actually, we had a long open. Yep, it did. It hit my take profit level. I didn't even get to show you guys the trade. That's awesome, I guess. Let me look on my phone and make sure because yeah, that's odd. We did take a short trade that we were talking about yesterday on Cardano, which is it's only up like $11, but we also only have $200 on it, so it's up like 5%. And then we have a short trade for about $500 on Doge, which is, down 3% or something like that. I'll show you the TA on that and why we entered that trade and everything. But yeah, let's get into the charts and, see what the heck's going on here because I think, yep, 97. Let's see. Bing, bang, boom. I did try to enter a position on Sui the other day or yesterday too, just to see if it was going to actually hit. It didn't. It actually stopped me out. I entered at about $4.91. I'll show you why I entered as well. But here's the Bitcoin trade. We literally took gains. Yeah. 98,662 right at the top, baby. That's textbook. That's textbook. Good trade. $421 profit. We took the $110 profit trade yesterday. We lost 47 on the SUI trade. I'll show you why. But I want to show everybody what's going on the chart right now, okay? So this is what I'm seeing, okay? First and foremost, we have a level right here that we need to get through, which is at 99,482. And if you really want to get like super technical about it, it's actually up here at about 99.8, okay? I wasn't willing to risk riding all the way up here because I saw this potential pattern forming, and that's why I put my take profit right around here, okay? Why did I put my take profit right around here? Let's take this and move this over a little bit. This is why, okay? This was kind of like our key level right here, okay? This is where we kind of broke the, this is where we kind of like are starting to form something that you hopefully are picking out on the chart as I'm showing it to you. Hint, 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 right? But I'm going to go ahead and draw it for everybody anyways, just so that there is no, guesswork to it. But look at this, okay? Does that look like a cup and handle to you, potentially? Does that look like a cup and handle? I think it looks like a cup and handle for sure. And it's looking like we have potentially broken out of this cup and handle. Okay, so this is a good place. This, in my opinion, right here is a really good place to take profits. Why? Because you're going to be reaching resistance here. Okay, so that's why I set my take profit level to here instead of up here, like we were talking about on the stream yesterday, whenever I was like, oh, I'd like to ride this up to 99.8, 99.9. No, the landscape changed because this has now pretty much printed. Okay, so this has just essentially broken out. Like we'll say it's broken out. It has not confirmed a breakout yet, but this is 100% a cup and handle pattern. And I'm actually going to save this just really quickly. C and H, C, H. All right, cool. This is on the hourly chart, mind you. Now, what can we do? We can measure this from the bottom to the top of the cup, right? Paste this up here and see, okay, we've broken it right here, but this is not confirmed yet, okay? But this is going to be our take profit level, right? And you know what I always say about these measured moves, okay? This is a measured move. You only want to aim for about 75% of this. So let's zoom out a little bit. 75% is right where this previous swing high was too, as well, okay? So let's say that this is our take profit level, right around 75% of the way up. Whoops, I need to draw a line here. I want a line here. Boom. That's our take profit level, probably somewhere around 103,600. Okay. But let's get into this first because I want people to understand like why this matters and what this is going to do. Okay. So I'm going to let me just add in all of this stuff in up in folder. If you're not putting things into folders, man, inside of your trading view, you need to. Okay. Because it's crucial. Okay. I'm glad I took profits here. Why? Because I think what will likely happen, there's going to be two things that could potentially happen here, and I'll show you why I exited, okay, at like $400 profit or something like that. And it was like an 8% profit. I think we're probably going to come back down here, okay? Now, this is kind of what we're seeing. We're seeing it, jump up, right? That's great news for us. We see the cup and handle. It has, I hate this tool. We always get screwed by this tool. Okay, so this cup and handle has technically broken out on this right here, okay? Now, what you have to see on a cup and handle, because it did close, like if you really want to get super technical on it, say the cup and handle is right about here, right? And this is your downward sloping trend line. This is kind of like your bottom of the handle, right? This broke out here. This confirmed the breakout, okay? But then it smacked into resistance on this candle right here, right? Then it wicked through resistance on both of these candles. These are hourly candles. But what you want to see, if you're not already in a trade, like you can ride this up if you want to. I'm going to take my profits every time, okay? Because no one ever went broke taking a profit. The reason I say that is because, let's see, where was my entry? My entry average was $97,856. Where's $97,856? It's literally right where this thing broke out, okay? So my entry was like, call it right here, right? 97,850, something like that. What I think is probably going to happen, this almost always happens, whenever you break out of a pattern and you smash into a resistance level, you'll get what's called a retrace. And if you know anything about what I'm doing right now, I just created a gold course for Gareth Soloway's platform called Verified Investing. One of the things he preaches, and he says this stuff all the time, I actually like it, It's called a retrace to the scene of the crime. This is the scene of the crime. This is the breakout. This is the confirmation candle, right? But this is the scene of the crime right here. This is the trend line. So we want to see a retrace to that, and then we want to go upwards, okay? That's what a healthy move would do. And it looks like that's what's going to be likely happening. So I'm actually going to put a buy order somewhere down in this realm, and you will have to pay a little bit of attention to it because you'll have to trail it. Because, so for example, if it happened on this candle, the one that we're on right now, in this next 48 minutes, you would want to enter somewhere in the 98,000 range to about 98.1, somewhere in that realm, right? If it happens on the next candle, it's going to take you down to 97,950 all the way up to about 98,050. The next candle, you see where I'm going with it, right? Like this, it's trending downwards, okay? So you're going to have to, the more hours that go by, you'll trail that entry down because you want to get the best entry. Why? Because if we do get a retrace to the scene of the crime here and we enter and then we blast up, it's your best entry in terms of risk to reward. Why? Because if you enter here, you would place your stop loss probably somewhere in this realm. But if you want to be really super like conservative and risk averse on it, you would place your stop loss inside of this, right? But I would actually probably place my stop loss somewhere down here, like below this level in the 97.3 range. And I'll show you why. There's also confluence at 97.3. So if I'm placing my stop loss, I'm probably going to place it somewhere down here for this trade. And I'm going to be targeting that 103 like 6 range, which is an extremely good move. And we'll actually chart out this trade just to see where it could potentially go, because I mean, this could be a really, really nice like trade, and we'll zoom out just a little bit so everybody can see the cup and handle again. But this is where we're looking at, right? This is about a 75% move up. Maybe this is around 80%, but there's a little bit of confluence here again. Like I said, this is kind of where we had that little swing high. We had 2 swing lows here before we fell through that level, right? So that's a key level. If you really wanted to be super conservative, you could do it right here at this previous swing high, because we have to take out this key level right here, this swing high, to get through. And then you'll be targeting your next swing high right here, which is 102.7. Either way, let's do the trade, right? The trade is here. All right. That's a Fibonacci. I apologize. I got to get the trade tool. My bad. Long position. All right. So if we enter at the retrace of the scene of the crime, right, and we write it up to this first level and we place our stop loss right outside of the handle, because if we break down out of this handle, this pattern is nullified, okay? We can still get back inside of this handle, but it would reset all of the rules and parameters. And if we go down here, say to this swing low, this cup and handle is nullified. Like really, if we break below this swing low at 96, there's no cup and handle anymore. You might as well delete it off of the chart. So here's my point. Your risk to reward on this is less than a 1% move down. Okay. If you put it at say 97,200, and I could even go tighter on this, I could go 97.3, and it would be a 0.76% move for a 4.76% gain. That's almost a 7x ROI on your risk to reward, right? Now, if you decided I'm going to ride it all the way up to, the 80% portion of this measured move, you're looking at a 7.5% risk to reward. And if you want to get real wild with it and you want to ride it all the way back up to here, which is where that other swing high was, whenever we set kind of took this dump and set a lower, like a little kind of bounced off of this little swing low right here. And if you want to go all the way up here, which is the full measured move, you're looking at dude, a 10x risk to reward ratio. I mean, this is great money for your capital, right? And we're not taking $7 million trades. Like, I wish I had money like that where I could take, $7 million live trades like Crypto Face does. He takes like $30 million trades. He'll take like he'll take like $2 million and put 15x leverage on it. I'm taking like $2,000 trades and putting 10x leverage on it. I'm taking like $2,000, $4,000, $6,000 trades. I'm not going to be risking $20 million on these trades. I don't even have $20 million to risk. But my point is that for your money, this is a really good risk to reward setup. So I'd be looking at that, right? Now, why did we lose on this SUI trade, right? My SUI trade, it was my average exit price. I put my stop loss at 506 and my average entry was about 491. Okay. We know what we're doing for Bitcoin, right? we have to keep this level right here, okay? This 97.3. Okay, before we get to Sui, I want to show you why we have to keep 97.3. All right, and it's because of this fixed range volume profile, okay? So if you pull this fixed range volume profile from like basically the parabolic move all the way up to the all-time high, which is right here where we broke and kind of like came up past $85,000 and retested it as support. If you put your range and you here, we'll just draw it. Like I can show you exactly what you have to do. Let me hide this one and then we'll just draw one really quickly. Your fixed range tool is this one right here, fixed range volume profile. What it tells you is how much volume was at each price point whenever people were buying from here all the way up to the all-time high, right? So let's get that one off because we already have it drawn. No big deal. Bam. Let's zoom in and see why I was placing my stop losses here, right? Okay. So my stop loss was placed just below here, okay? It was in the 97.3. I think it was like my stop loss was at like 97.290. Why? Because I saw this downward trending channel and I was like, okay, we're going to come down and smack this, smack this, smack this. This is where my entries are going to be. And you saw me take these entries live yesterday. I placed all of the orders live yesterday. And I actually averaged in with another. I placed 2 orders. One was 0.2 Bitcoin at like almost exactly 98,000. I did 1.2 Bitcoin at 97.7. And then I did another one when I saw it come down here. I was like, oh, this is a great entry. I literally smacked it right here at 97.5. And that's the profitable trade that I just took that made me like $400 in 24 hours? I mean, that's a really good risk to reward ratio on that trade first and foremost. But secondarily, dude, that's good money to be taking home every single day. If you can take home $200 a day, I mean, you're looking at, $75,000 a year that you're bringing home. You take home, $300 a day, you're over 6 figures. Okay. This is nuts. So my point is you can do this with $2,000, $4,000, $5,000 if you're picking the best entries and exits and setups, right? So here's my point. This is what is called the point of control, okay? This is where the highest volume is traded at this price point right here. And you can see it. It's evidenced by all of these volume profiles over here. So this is the highest volume profile. That is what is known as the point of control. Price loves to come back to the point of control. As you can see, it rejected off of it here. It rejected off of it here. It finally went through it. It fell hard through it. And then it regained it immediately right here, right? And then it came back up to the value area high, came back down. See what I'm saying? It like really capitulates through this kind of point of control. It comes down here, it stalls out a little bit, tries to reclaim it, dumps to the value area low, goes back up to the point of control, stalls out yet again for many, many hours, finally breaks through it, comes back down, value area low, comes back up, gets back down, value area low. That's where we want to enter. And then we ride it back up to the point of control. We've now regained this point of control. And what we're seeing is that these past couple of times that we've regained the point of control, we've fallen. Okay. So that's why I'm taking profit here just to make sure, because if we fall below this point of control yet again with this kind of confirmation of this downward trending channel on the hourly chart, it's not looking good for Bitcoin, right? If we fail to reclaim this point of control, but we didn't, right? Obviously, we reclaimed it. Here's what I'm looking at. We did fall below it, right? But we did not confirm below it. That's why confirmation candles are so crucial. What do I mean by confirmation candles? We came down and we actually came below the point of control, right? We wicked down all the way down here to 97.5. Then the immediate candle afterwards got us right back above it, right? And then it confirmed above it. The way that we would confirm below the point of control is the same way we confirmed that we've broken out of this cup and handle. This candle is the breakout candle. The next subsequent candle or another subsequent candle afterwards that is still below the point of control, if you close a candle back above that level, it resets everything, right? So this never got the confirmation. It reset. It went back up to the top of the channel, shorted it down. It closed another candle below the point of control, but then immediately did not get confirmed, right? So here we have not confirmed it. Then we regained that level. And then boom, this is the confirmation that we have actually regained that level, no problem. And then boom, this is the confirmation candle showing us that we have broken out of that cup and handle pattern, right? Now we want to see a bullish retest and bounce of this. And that's where we would be taking our trade somewhere right around here, right? So that's what I mean by confirmations, okay? So whenever we confirm below the point of control, which if we fall all the way through here and we lose the point of control, and then we actually lose this channel, that will be a confirmation that we're one, under the point of control. And then two, if we close a candle outside of this channel and then close another candle below the close of the candle that went under the channel, that is a confirmation that this is nullified. Okay. Now, if we get back up into it later, can we actually, continue with the cup and handle pattern? Yes, but I would not want to be in this trade because probabilities, that's the thing about the markets. We're not saying like, I know exactly what's going to happen next. No one can say that. Anybody that tells you that, do not listen to them. You are playing probabilities. This is probably an 80% probability setup. If we actually come down here and confirm here, let's see if the moving averages, I want to look at the moving averages real quick. I took them all off just to see. Yeah. Okay. So if we bounce from here, not only did we have a bullish retest of the breakout, right? Your breakout is your first confirmation. Then you get the rejection at this key level, right? Which is the highs right over here where the cup and handle like line is, right? So then if we come back down here and we bounce from this level, not only are we bouncing from the top of the handle, which is your second confirmation, boom, but we're also bouncing from the 9 moving average, which is the little yellow line right here, right? This little yellow line, and the 20 moving average, which is a magnet. A lot of times price will come back and bounce off of that 20 moving average, right? So that's like 4 confirmations. So that's where you're getting into the 75%, 80% probability. And you also have the fact that there's a cup and handle pattern that has 100% formed and confirmed that makes it probably more like an 80% confidence setup. But this is why you want to enter here, because say you enter all the way up here, right? Look at the difference in your risk to reward on this. Your risk to reward is 5-1, which is still great. I get that. But look at how much downside you have, right? You have all of this downside as compared to this downside. It's like half of the downside, right? And then if you look at the risk to reward, right? You're looking at a 5x risk to reward on this at best, comparatively to a 10x risk to reward. That's what I'm talking about. That's why you take the A+ setups, man. A+ setups. So you will lose sometimes, as evidenced by my SUI short. I lost on that, but I lost $50. That's because I had such an A+ setup that I knew, hey, if it goes above this level, it's over. My trade doesn't make any sense anymore. And we're going to show you exactly what that trade is right now. But I want to tell you what the downside risk is of Bitcoin. If we come and we confirm below this level and we go below this level right here, which is, where's my tool? Okay, here it is. This is the swing low. This is our line in the sand, and the 100 moving average is right here. If we get below this level right here, this is a great place to stop out of your trade because your thesis is now been proven wrong. Why? Because you've lost the 9 moving average, which is the easiest one to lose. You've lost the 20 moving average, which is the second easiest one to lose. You've lost your top of your trend channel, right? You've lost the bottom of your trend channel. But even before that, you lost the point of control and you lost the 50 moving average. So you've got like 4 or 5 reasons to not be in that trade anymore. That doesn't necessarily mean that you short, okay? Again, I'm not saying that you short here. If it were to come down here, right, and you fall through all of this, what I would be looking for is a bearish retest of this to continue downward. I would want to see, because you don't want to get into a short right here when you lose that channel, because you want to see if it's going to be a bear trap where they try to get you into a short right here and then they reverse it right back up and put you right back into this channel, right? That's where you start getting stopped out. So don't do that. Wait until it comes back up and retests this level. Maybe the 50 curls down. If the price has moved this far down, the 9 and the 20 moving averages will probably be down here. So wait until it kind of retests this channel. And if the 20 and the 9 moving average are down here, if it bounces off of it and starts to go down, that's where you want to enter. And then you would place your stop loss just above those levels. Same stuff. You would probably have, let's see, I'll tell you what kind of a risk to reward you would have on a short position like that. Let's say you entered here, right? And then you placed your stop loss just above it and you targeted down here. Dude, you've got a 7x risk to reward ratio. Always retest, always confirm. Candlesticks will tell you how that confirmed, right? So let's get all this BS off of the chart. I know I drew a bunch of lines and stuff like that. This is where we're going to be looking to enter, okay? We're looking at $98,000. I'm going to go place my order. So we've got $98,000. Let's say 98. I always place my orders a little bit outside of those levels just so that you can make sure that you get your fill. So like say that you don't actually get like the full retest of this, you would want to enter somewhere like right around here, 98,026 or something. But when you're trading futures, right, which is what I'm trading on these perpetuals, you would actually want to be a little bit higher than that or a little bit lower than that, depending on which direction the market is trending, right? So that's why I'm going to set my order here, because we might not actually hit this exactly, right? We might come and say hit right here, which is $50 outside of that channel, but I'll be watching this and trailing my entry down with this. So anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 0.2 Bitcoin, and then we are going to go ahead and set our take profit and stop losses. Where do we know our stop loss is going to go? Right down here, just below this $97,300 level. So I'm going to say 97,261.1, right? Okay, so that gives us a $167 is the most that we would lose on this trade. What's our take profit? Our take profit, I'm not going all the way up here as much as I would like to. My take profit is going to be the value area high. Okay, why? Because that's a significant resistance point. I'm going to watch this level like a hawk right here because this is the previous swing high. If we get through this swing high, then my take profit is going to be 101,275. But if we get rejected here, I'm going to set my stop loss level probably right here at 99.5. Okay, so let's go ahead and target the value area high at 101,275. I don't necessarily think that that's going to hit. So my guess is that I'm probably going to take profits, because I always take profits at the 99,856 range, which is where we were wanting to take profits on this last trade. But now it doesn't make sense because we've got a higher probability setup. We take the profits from the last trade and now we roll it into this one, right? So now we have a better setup. So here's my point. I will go ahead and target this 99.9 range, and I'm actually going to set it a little bit outside of that. So let's say 99,898.1, and that gives us $360 profit for a potential $167. So we've got an over 2x risk to reward ratio on that. I'm going to go ahead and click, and I'm going to open my long, and now I have my open order, as you can see right here. Open, long, bing, bang, boom. And if we fail on this one, we fail on this one. It is what it is, man, because we just took a $400 profit. I love it. So, okay, let's talk about why I got stopped out on SUI, okay? And I think everybody, if you were watching the stream from yesterday, you know why I got stopped out on SUI, and you knew that this was a really high probability that it was going to continue to the upside, but also this was a major level of like serious resistance, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 times we banged up against it, right? So I was like, okay, even over here, like you can see, like bam, bam, bam. We tried to hit this thing like 4 or 5 times. So I was like, okay, it might respect this level. We were coming up, inching on that level. And this is actually what I drew yesterday talking about this trade, right? So whenever I drew this, somebody asked me to look at SUI, and I was like, well, I would be looking more for shorts here than I would longs. Can SUI continue to rip to the upside, especially if Bitcoin's going up? Yes, but the probabilities on this, because of all these rejections over here, and it has been a long time since it got rejected on this. Now, if this had been rejected at this level, like right here, you know, like 2 days ago, I probably would have said, yeah, this might break down and you could rip to the upside. Well, here's my point. I entered short right here at $4.91. So just under this key support level, right? Or this key resistance level. Then I set my stop loss right up here at about $5.06. So I got stopped out a little bit above right here. So my risk to reward on that, I was trying to ride it all the way down to where this previous swing high was. And the risk to reward on that was going to be, let's see, target risk to reward was 2x. Okay. So this was a pretty good risk to reward ratio. I only risked like a couple of $100 on this, and I stood to make, I think it was like $150, and I only stood to lose like 47 or something like that, even with fees. So that's why I took the trade. Now, that trade didn't work out because we confirmed above this. We got the candle right here that confirmed above that level, right? And this is another reason why I entered, because I was like, yo, it tried to confirm above this and it rejected again. So I was like, okay, if we come up and retest this and we get rejected, I'm probably going to enter just to see if we can get it down here, right? Didn't happen. We went bam, we went up, and then we confirmed on this, and now we are continuing to rip to the upside. Now, you win some, you lose some, man. But whenever you only lose $50, like, who cares? Who cares? So that's kind of my point. I made $112 yesterday on my Bitcoin trade that I stopped out in profit. I hit my target on the Bitcoin trade today live. It hit right before I went live. That kind of sucked, but I wish you guys could have seen it. It did hit. Then I lost $50 on my short on Sui, taking a pretty high probability trade that it might go in our direction. Now I'm short Cardano and I'm short Doge right now. And, you know, granted, we are down about $32 on Doge, but I'll show you why we're short on Doge and why we're short on Cardano. But I want to like look in the chat just really quick and see what people are saying. You're going to see a bunch of Inception stuff really quick. So I apologize in advance. All right, let's see. Me dumb, me not know how to trade. Is there an exchange with these advanced trading capabilities that doesn't require a VPN from the US? Yeah, there's probably quite a few of them, honestly. I think Blowfin, there's a hyper trade or something like that, that like they're literally they're literally like, I think it's a decentralized exchange. Why do you TA the hourly chart? Is the 1 hour the ideal chart for short-term swing trading? Yeah, kind of. I like the hourly chart. Oh yeah, I have a request for an altcoin, Cadena. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Yeah, I actually like the 1 hour chart better than I like most, because I am more of a kind of like a momentum and swing trader. So that's why I do that. Let's do Cadena really quick for Arsenio, because I appreciate you. Anybody else that has a request, drop it in the chat for me. Please drop it in the chat. That's why the chat is there, and I encourage you to do that, okay? We've been charting. We did the charting yesterday on, like, I believe it was Caspa, ICP, XRP, Cardano a little bit, and I was telling people why I wanted to short Cardano yesterday, and I actually put my money where my mouth was and shorted that. We did Bitcoin. We did a couple of others that people requested, but I love it whenever people request these things, because it makes it a lot easier for me to, you know, go and do live technical analysis on things that I haven't necessarily been looking at. Okay, so dude, this is textbook. Okay, this is textbook. This thing might break out. Okay, here's what I'm seeing on this. I already see this. This is what's called a WV pattern. Okay, and these almost always break to the upside. You kind of missed your move on this, because what happens on WV patterns, I'll zoom in a little bit for you. You form a W, okay, where the middle of the W is about half of where the top of the W started, right? Check. We did form a W. We did form it right about in half of it, right? The second portion of the W is usually right in congruence with the first portion that started the W, right? Okay, check, check. Then what happens is you usually retrace down to right where the W top is in the middle, right? So what did we do? Check, check. And then what you do is you break out and you target, at the very least, the swing highs, right? Where the top of the W is, where we hit that, or you target this right here, the move down, and then we can move this. and this would be your ultimate target, right? And I know this is like, we're going to have to push this over, but you see where I'm going with it. You would literally target when you hit here, you take this left side of the W and you target it up to here. So you could see a push up now that we've reached this like kind of key resistance. Here's my point. We've reached this key resistance point where we banged up against it twice, right? We rejected off of it, but here's the good news. You could still be targeting this $1.11 range. Why? Because that is literally some of the old swing highs right here. If you look at it, those were the old swing highs. It's kind of lining up. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you take out this swing high first. So this is your key level to be watching. Like, are we going to get through this, right? Right at about $1.06. If you can get through that, dude, I mean, this was your entry. This was an epic entry. If you retest kind of down here, it looks like you've gotten another swing low that is, a little bit kind of bullish to the upside. So we're going to delete some of this this WV pattern off of here, and that way we know where our target is, which is right up here at $1.11. We know we rejected here. What you could do is check this out. This is looking bullish, and the reason why is because we set a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, then a higher low, right? This, and then a lower low. We continued down to a lower low. This was a lower high, actually. I said that wrong. Lower high, then a lower low, and then we had a massive uptrend to a higher high that took out the previous 3 lower highs, right? Which is great. Met resistance at the range that kind of kicked off this W pattern. And then what did we do? We set a lower low. We set a new higher high that took out the high of the previous one, right? And now we have set a lower low. So I would expect a higher high somewhere probably in this realm, maybe even get rejected here, come down, set a lower high, and then boom, blast up. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I would be looking at. Now, if you get rejected here again, I would be looking to come back down here to this swing low, okay? So just, you got both trades, man, long and short. And if you take out this swing low, guess where you're heading? These swing lows, right? Pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple. This is actually a really good trade setup. I love the WV pattern. It actually plays out extremely well. Now, here's the other thing that you can be looking at, right? Because of this, I'm already seeing this as well. This is definitely a mature bull flag, okay? Watch for the breakout of this, okay? This is a mature bull flag right now. You're at the top. You got rejected off of it once, twice, 3, 4 times. You're at the 5th time. I mean, you got to break out of this. And if you break out of this, you got to take out this little high right here, right? You want to set a higher high than what is set on this wick right here, because this wick still has not technically taken out the wick over here of that previous high, right? So that's where you're kind of working your way up to. But we do have a bull flag. That is good. But if this bull flag breaks down, again, you know exactly what you're looking for. You come down here, you confirm a candle that breaks out of this, and then you confirm a candle lower than the close of that. You'll probably come down a little bit more. You would want to see a bearish retest of this, and then you would be targeting right here. And then you would also be targeting right here. Boom. There's your TA on Caspa, baby. Let's get it. I like this one. But I don't think there's a trade right now, is my point. There's no trade to take right now. I would not be taking a trade right now. The chart is telling me sit on my hands and wait till it tells me what it's going to give me. Okay. Now let's look at Sui really quick. We'll get back into the chat here in just a second. All right, Drew. Why did you take a loss on Sui? Oh, wait, no, I already went over that, didn't I? My bad. Why are we in a short on Cardano? That's what it was supposed to be. My bad. Getting a little off track. Okay, here's why we're on a short on Cardano. Okay, we talked about this. This is still from the live that I did yesterday, right? I said, okay, this is where you would probably want to start entering a short trade on Cardano, somewhere in the 109 to 110 range, something like that. And if you could get it all the way up here to 111, even better, right? Let's see where I got my entry on Cardano. Yep, 110. So 110 was my entry on Cardano. That's great. And now we're down here. So let's move this up to, 110. No, I actually nailed it. Exactly. Where am I targeting? This previous swing high. Okay. This is a high probability setup. We came up and we could not get above this, right? Now, this is the only reason why I have my stop set so close, right? My stop loss is set at $1.18, which is actually a little bit outside of this. My stop loss is up here. Why? Because it's above this previous swing high over here as well. So if we take this one out, I think we could still get a rejection here. And my position is so small at $220. I'm okay with literally doubling my position up here, right? Somewhere in this realm right here, probably somewhere in this realm or this realm, and then stopping out up here for maybe at most probably like $100 loss. Let's see what that would be. $52 loss. If I doubled my position, it would probably be at most a $75 loss, right? So no big deal. Why would it only be a $75 loss? Because my average price, whenever I double my position up here, is going to go way up, right? So I'm targeting all the way down here. There's a reason why I have this stop loss set pretty tight and my position size is so low. And it's the same reason that you just saw what I was doing on Bitcoin, right? Does that kind of look like a cup and handle pattern, right? It's not as great, right? But it does look like kind of a cup and handle if you look at it, right? Like this, shoom, and now it's back up. And then you also see right here where it is forming a pretty friggin' good looking handle, okay? That's all I'm saying, man. Now, we have gotten rejected off of the handle 1, 2, 3, 4 times. I'm betting we probably come down here, bearishly retest this. That's where I would be looking somewhere in this realm to see if I'm going to be taking profits, because now we have the 50 moving average right there, right? We're about to lose the 9 and the 20 somewhere right around here. Whoops. I hate that tool, man. The drawing tool always wrecks me. The 9 and the 20 moving average are right here. So we're trying to bounce off of it right now. And if we do, we could be going right back up to where I'm break even, right? But if we don't and we lose it, we could be coming down somewhere in this swing low area, which is right in confluence with the 50 moving average. Now, if we lose that, it's not looking good. It's going to be hard to get up above this again if Cardano loses that. So let's zoom out and see exactly why. Because if you lose this 50, you are way, way, way far away from the 100 moving average. Most likely what's going to happen if you lose that 50 is you're going to come down here, you're going to lose the 50, you'll probably bearishly retest it, you'll come down here, you'll bearishly retest this, and then you'll head down. The 100 moving average will probably be right in that key support level right here where our take profit is. Just got to be patient on this trade. This isn't something that's going to happen like today, right? I don't know. Maybe it does. I mean, we'd be, extremely, I'm hopeful that it happens today, but I'm not banking or counting on it. But now that's why I kept my position size so low, because now that I'm kind of seeing like this cup and handle and this almost like rounded bottom right here where it started to gain some traction, that's why I'm saying, okay, I might not necessarily want to be in this trade. Now, here's the other one. If we looked, what was I shorting as well? Doge. All right, Elon's going to hate me for this. Another reason why my position sizing isn't $2,000. Same reason. You're seeing that same kind of rounded bottom, but guess what? You're also seeing this, okay? You're seeing this kind of break level, right? And we can actually bring this all the way over here, right? We can probably zoom out even further. I bet you this level goes over hella far. Yeah, it does. Yep, this level seems to be like pretty well respected, this level for the most part, right? So that's why I started shorting like right in this realm. Let's see where my Doge average is. Okay, we're down 21 bucks on Doge. Our average is 38.395 cents. Okay, so 38.395. Okay, so I started shorting right. I'll just draw a line. Boom. We'll just call it there. It's close enough. 38.8 38.7 or hold on. Yep, 38.372. It's close enough. Okay. Get back. So once we kind of came up, bearishly retested this level, right? Or bearishly kind of got rejected off of this level, I was like, okay, this is a really key critical level that it's held in the past. And whenever you lose a level like that, it becomes this massive, massive resistance, right? Now, I am okay with averaging in on Doge all the way up to probably here, right? And then I'll set my stop loss somewhere up in this realm. Let's see, 42.5 cents. And then my take profit is at 31 cents. So my take profit is all the way down here at the range low, right? So 31 point some odd cents, which is right around this range right here. Call it boom right there. And my stop loss is right here. Okay. So let's up there just above this previous swing high, right? When we fell through this level, reclaimed it, and then we swung high, new high, a lower low, and then we fell through it, right? So I'm okay risking, a few $100 on Doge to see if I can ride it all the way down there, because we can actually do the short trade tool on this and we can hook it up. Okay. This is basically a pretty decent risk to reward, I would assume. Probably, 1.63. So it's a little bit under a 2x risk to reward ratio. But with Doge being as volatile as it is and me keeping my position size lower on this, I'm not going to enter a $5,000 trade on friggin' Doge, man. Not at 10x leverage, at least. I'm doing 3x leverage. That's another thing. I'm trading 10x leverage on Bitcoin. Okay, I get that. I'm only trading like 3x leverage. If you look on these altcoins, right? 3x leverage, and I'm hitting 10x leverage on Bitcoin. There's a reason for that. And it's because if you're hitting 3x leverage on your position, then if it moves 33% outside, you're automatically liquidated, right? Whereas with 10x leverage, if it moves 10% in the opposite direction, you're liquidated, right? Is Bitcoin going to move 10%? It absolutely has the ability to, but with my risk management, it's never going to hit me like that. But Doge can hit you like that. It could move 33% out of friggin' nowhere. It's kind of mind-boggling what Doge does sometimes. So I'm betting probabilities yet again, because no one actually knows exactly what's going to happen. I'm betting that this is a bearish retest of this, and then we come down somewhere in this realm. We try to get below the 50 moving average. We might stop here, okay? But if we get down here and we see the momentum starting to fall off and volume starting to fall off, dude, I'm taking profits here. I don't care. Profits are profits, man. If we start to fall off at the 50, I'm cool taking profits there. Once we get down here, my stop loss is going to be in profit, or at the very least break even. If we come all the way down here, boom, my stop loss is here at this previous swing low, right? I'm good on that. And then I'm guaranteed to make money. If you watch me for long enough, you'll know I don't care if I take the profits all the way down here. Would I like to? Absolutely. But if the charts are telling me like, hey man, the momentum's starting to fall off, and this is Dogecoin, right? And they set up a little bear trap for you there. That's fine. Let them reverse it, because now my stop loss is here and I made $50. I don't care, man. I'm not going to blow my account chasing, a 34% win as opposed to just taking an 11% win here. I'm good on that. So, dude, like, don't be scared to take profits anytime. If you saw some of my Bitcoin trades, there was a couple of trades where before I had like a $300 or a $700 win, right? But the two wins right before that were like $22 and $26. Why? Because I saw Bitcoin reversing to the other side. And I was like, oh, I can just stop out and get a better entry. And then it did it again. And I was like, oh, I can just stop out and get a better entry. And then bam, I hit it and I got my $700, right? But I still made another $50 on two really quick trades that took 20 minutes, if that, to set up. So that's kind of what we're looking at in the markets right now. Everything's getting, pretty wild. Yeah, dude, nice. He longed Sui at 401, dude. That was a good trade. Let's get back to Sui. I'll show you, exactly what he's talking about. We'll show everybody that's on the stream. Let's see how many people we have on the stream really quick too. 36 people. We got 36 people here. Drop your I've got 9 minutes. If you want me to look at something, drop it in the comments section now. I'll check back in like 2 minutes once we get done doing Sui. Okay. This is where he entered. He entered at $5.01. Dude, that was actually pretty legendary because if you literally entered right there, you entered on the confirmation candle, my friend. Like that was good. So you saw the confirmation here, or you saw the breakout candle here. You waited, right? You waited. And then you saw the confirmation candle and you were like, okay, it's $5.01. Let's enter. Boom. You actually probably entered a little bit. You probably front ran it a little bit, but dude, good trade, man. You're literally up. Like, let's see what you're up, man. This is good stuff. 501. Dude's up 6%. What a legend, man. I mean, that's what we just took on our Bitcoin trade. We took home like 7.5%. Dude, this is a good trade. I would be okay. So let's do a little bit of SUI analysis, even though we're kind of in no man's land right now, right? We're kind of in no man's land. But if we call this a measured move, let's see if we can find a measured move. Okay. We've got a higher, dude. I really think this thing's coming back down here. That's just my opinion. I think it's going to come back down here to the $5 range. This is where, in my opinion, dude, this is, you do whatever you want. I'd be taking profits here. I'd be taking some profits here, right? Or I'd be setting my stop loss somewhere under this swing low in like the $5 and not 8.5 cent range, something like that. And then just be cool with it, man. Like you've got a profitable trade. We do see kind of like a little bit of a bull flag that played out, right? Potentially right here. Bull flag, boom, little flag. It's starting to play out. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is uncharted territory. I'm pretty sure this is the all-time high on SUI. So just be careful. Make sure you're setting your stop loss properly, and then you should be, good to go, my friend. Caffeinated Crypto said he's got his coffee. He's doing his thing, man. Guys, I'm gonna try to figure out how to just share my whatever it's called, like my see, whenever I try to just share my actual Chrome, it just gives me that. It's kind of annoying. So I'm going to try to do that so that you don't have to see all the Inception stuff whenever I pull this up, because I know that's annoying. But there's nothing that we can do about it. So with all that said, man, everything's looking good on Bitcoin. Let's see where Bitcoin is, and let's see if our trade is going to hit. Man, I'm loving this setup. Dude, it's playing right into our hands right now. Rejection, bearish retest. Let's get it, man. Dude, like, I love TA. If you don't like TA, man, I don't know what to tell you. It's mathematics, it's probabilities, it's charting patterns, it's pattern recognition. It's beautiful stuff. What I would like to see is this come all the way down here after about 2 hours, bearishly retest it, boom, fly up, baby. Give me my fill right here. And I'll even, honestly, to be honest with you, I'll probably, if it comes down back into this channel, I'll probably average in another 0.2 Bitcoin right here at the value area, or not the value area, the point of control, which is at about 97.7, maybe a little bit above that. And then my last entry would be at about 97.4, maybe 97.5, because that's where the 50 moving average is. And if we don't bounce from there, I'm good. I'm out. I'll lose a couple of $100. I don't care. I just made 400. We're willing to risk a couple more to see, risk some of those profits to see if we can jump it up to this value area high. And let's see what that would give us. Yeah, gives us a 4x risk to reward ratio. I'm loving it. Plus, if we hit, if we do come back inside of this, we would want to see a bounce from this point of control, and the 50, my guess is the 50 moving average right here will probably be at the point of control right there. And then boom, we want to ride it up here and we take it for profits, man. We make gains. That's what we do. We do that every day. We try to do it consistently. And that's what we do. So with that being said, I'm going to take all this stuff off the screen. I'm going to make a big Drew, and we'll talk about it, but I'm going to give you a little bit more, stuff just to think about while we've got 4 minutes. Okay, so the thing that I want people to realize, right, is that whenever you're taking these types of trades, right, you want to make sure that you have proper risk management. Okay, That means what we were just talking about. Line up your trades, okay? You need to be able to explain to somebody within 2 minutes, 3 minutes, like I do every single time, why are you in this trade? Why are you trying to take that trade? What are your confirmations? Keep your stuff consistent. Keep your charts from being bogged down. If you noticed, that TA that I just did, it was trend lines, it was support and resistances, and that was it. Maybe dynamic support and resistances, which are moving averages, right? The 9, the 20, which they're very quick moving averages, the 50, the 100, 200, gold standards. The 20 is a magnet. You will come back to that 20 more times than not, okay? The 50 is less of a magnet, but it's very powerful if you hit it. You should expect a bounce at the 50 or at least some resistance at the 50, whether up or down. The 100, even more. The 200, even more, okay? So when you're seeing these markets, determine the trend, understand higher highs and higher lows, lower highs and lower lows, understand the breaking of market structure. If you're trending higher highs and higher lows, and then you set a lower high and a lower low, then you've broken market structure, right? This is where you're looking for your trades. In upward trending markets, you're looking for shorts. In downward trending markets, you're looking for longs, right? Because you want to be doing the exact opposite of what everybody else is doing. And I'm not saying like just because Bitcoin's up, you going up, you short it. No. I'm saying you look for your key support and resistance levels and your value area highs, your value area lows, your point of controls, all of those different moving averages that I was talking about. Those are the types of things that will tell you, how do I get in and when do I get out of this trade? Is momentum dying down, right? Because you'll be able to tell if momentum is dying down. If you've got mad candles in a row that are just like bam, 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 all the way up, and then all of a sudden it starts to die off, and then you start to see a little rounded top, probably time to set your stop loss a little bit tighter so that you stop out in profit before that move comes down. Same thing with the downward trending market. Bunch of big red candles all in a row, and then it starts to kind of whoop, rounded bottom. That's what you want to be seeing whenever you're getting out of your trades. Those are the types of things you always have to pay attention. I'm not saying like always be glued to the charts. I'm saying set alerts, man. Set an alert that says, okay, Bitcoin went above this price or Bitcoin went below this price, right? You don't have to be glued to the charts like friggin' an animal. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my point. I appreciate everybody for jumping on the live. We took gains overnight. That was wonderful. I appreciate everybody that, showed up to the live yesterday. I appreciate everybody that showed up to the live today on such short notice. I know I literally posted this like 8 minutes before I went live, but it did seem pertinent, and I still didn't get there quick enough to show everybody the trade closing in profit. But dude, like, how epic is that though? We took the top. We literally took the top on that. Like, it does not get better than that. I cannot stress that enough. Like, when you take the top on a trade, that's about as good as it can get. We entered at exactly $97,856. We exited at $98,662. What's the high that it hit? The high is $98,761.02. We exited at the top on that trade within less than $100. That is as good as it gets. Okay. So I'm riding high. I'm extremely happy with that trade. If you took that trade too, you should be extremely happy with it as well. If you were watching my stream yesterday, you did have the opportunity to take that trade with me because I set that trade up and then the orders hit later, obviously, on the stream live. And then we showed you close it. Well, we didn't show you it closing. What time did it close? It literally closed at 1600, which is 4 p.m. Eastern time. It closed at 1610 seconds. So I was 4 minutes late to the stream. So I was 4 minutes late to the closing of that. I wish I could have showed everybody live. But that's kind of my point. Now you see what the trade is that I'm taking now. You saw me set it up live. So we'll see how it goes. And I'll probably check back in on Monday or something like that. And we will see how this trade plays out. We'll also see how my Cardano short plays out, and we'll see how my Doge short plays out. I think out of all of them, let's speculate. You tell me what you think in the comments section. I appreciate it. Let's speculate. I think the trade that has the highest probability of playing out is going to be the Cardano short. I think the second highest probability of playing out is going to be, well, okay, I think the Bitcoin long has the highest probability of playing out, okay, because it's not as volatile, okay? The Cardano short has a higher probability of playing out than the Doge short. We'll put it like that. So I might get stopped out on that Doge short, but I'm willing to bet and take that risk to reward all day, every day on a small Doge position to see if I can take $500 or $750 and make 250 off of it, right? Like it'll be a crazy move if it happens with Doge. So with all that said, man, I appreciate everybody for showing up. Imagination of Innocence, dude. Appreciate you. Dude or dudette, right? We don't discriminate on this channel. We appreciate all of our trading kings and all of our trading queens. Solid live show, great presentation and education. That means a lot, man. I try to do my best. You're going to go far. Hopefully we do. Hopefully we all do it together, right? Because I mean, this is all free. This is all free education. This is all, just do with it whatever you want, man. Take from it whatever you want. You might take nothing from one of the streams. You might take a bunch from one of the other streams, but I appreciate everybody that's here. I appreciate everybody that shows the support, and I will see you in the next stream. I have a video dropping, I believe, on Monday, a more long form video on like how you can start trading Forex, because this type of analysis, this works in every single market: crypto, Forex, stocks, options, commodities, futures, whatever you want to do. The charts are the charts, my friend. You can even chart real estate if you want to, because that's a market too. So with that being said, I will see everybody in the next stream. I appreciate it. Peace.